and I are like lost relatives because we speak the same language. Thank you guys for coming out. I know it's cooled down a little bit. It was definitely a little hotter earlier, so you guys got your cardio in. But this is obviously what you see. This is phase 2 here. We had phase 1 and then phase 2 and then phase 3. Actually, next week we're going to have walls. They're going to put a nice door in the middle. We'll have AC, so they couldn't get it done in time for the clinic, but I got to tell you a story about how this started. So obviously I wouldn't be up here if it wasn't for Hammer. Heather, you're unbelievable. Lon, everybody, Tommy, can't thank you guys enough. But even before that, because it's funny because I'm speaking, and I just followed my main mentor, Dr. Ted Lambrinides. And I'll never forget this. You probably don't even remember it. But we went to some football clinic in Louisville. We're speaking, and I'm getting my neck trained by Dr. Ted. I'm blown out. I'm doing like these ropes with Dr. Ray Rock Oliver. And I mean, I'm young. I'm just loving it. And Ted looks at me and goes, "Don't worry, Brady. A couple of years, you and I will be speaking together." And I'm like, holy cow, man, that's cool. So I appreciate you, Ted. Wouldn't be here if I didn't learn under you. So I can't even begin to thank the most important people to me is my staff. Yeah, like Dr. Ken said, I've grinded, I've done this stuff. Well, that's the only thing I know. It's how I was raised. My dad raised me since I was this low to just go. Go, 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 go. You want something, you got to go get it. That's how I've been my whole life. Coaching changes, they happen in this profession, turnover, all that stuff. You got to have a plan. You got to have a mind. What's the end game? What's the initial set? I knew from day one that I was going to have a great staff. I just knew it because I kept relationships with these guys. I knew them. And when you build a staff, you don't want a staff of everybody like you. I mean, if I had a staff of everybody like me, this place would burn down. It'd be nuts, right? So you got to have a good mix. Mike Sacchiotti, he worked with me at Mississippi State. He's from Youngstown. Great guy right there. Robert Steiner, he worked with me at Mississippi State as well. He was a head guy at Central Arkansas. He was at FIU. Parker Showers, he was at Villanova with Sweet Lou. And one of my close friends in this business, Phil Matus at Ohio State. Tyrone Smith. Tyrone was a former D lineman at Penn State, and he worked with us at Ohio State last year. And Coach Austin Steffen, my ace in the hole, is kind of like our director of sports science, but he's also certified as a strength coach. So we're kind of doing some cool things here. And then obviously I have an army of interns, which that's just how we roll. So can't thank you guys enough. What you guys see behind us was built in 4 days. 4 days. We laid the foundation of this room with our bare hands. Our bare hands. We rolled the floor out. We taped it down. We glued it down. We put that up. We moved every machine here and there. Blah, 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 blah. I took this job over with Coach Vic. We played in the Fiesta Bowl. We got our butts kicked. Boom, we're on the plane. Vic sits next to me. He's like, "Hey, let's get it going." Boom, 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 boom. We land in Columbus, 5 p.m. I take my daughter and my wife home, play with them for a little bit, come back to work. I'm in the office till 11. I leave, get all my stuff. I'm in the car the next morning with Coach Vic. 6 a.m. We're on our way down to Cincinnati. Less than 24 hours after a game. We get down here. We start going to work. We need this. We got to do this. We got to do this. I'm looking at the weight room. I see this. I see this. I didn't give a shit. I didn't care what racks I had, what dumbbells I had, how many bands, because I didn't. Because if you care and you have a philosophy and you know and you believe in yourself and what you're preaching and teaching and coaching, then it doesn't matter. I didn't care what I had. So we're doing this, we're doing that. Every single one of my staff members came here without signing one contract. They came here without knowing exactly what they were going to make. Goes back to what Coach Mason said. Don't chase paychecks. Don't chase logos. It doesn't matter. I had someone say something to me, it was some like reporter or something, and I'm not used to doing all these interviews and stuff, but he's like, "Wow, you went from the SEC to the Big Ten, and now you're at the AAC." And I looked at him, I said, "I don't care." Like, that's the thing. It doesn't matter where you're at. Don't try to compare yourself to other schools. Like, yes, I've been blessed. I've worked at great universities, great mentors. I learned from the best in the business. That doesn't mean I'm trying to compare Cincinnati to Ohio State, to Mississippi State, to Kentucky. No, Cincinnati's its own thing. There's so much pride in this place. I'm telling you. I'm from Ohio. I know this area. I had boys that I played high school football with come here. When I took this job, they told me about it. They told me about the respect, the pride of this city, how much they bleed and love this stuff. When I got this job, I knew the one person I had to talk to was sitting right over there, Heather Mason, because she was an athlete here. She worked here. She knows the ins and outs. She knows everything. So right there, I built a relationship. I've already known her in the years past and all that stuff. But again, you take over a job, you got to change the weight room, change your culture, all that stuff. You got to have people to help you. You got to reach out to people. And So staff comes in, we change the weight room around again. I did not care about what anybody used to do. I didn't. Respectfully so. Everybody's got their own styles, high intensity, Olympic, whichever. I'm good. Whatever you do, you better do it. You better believe in it. Keep it simple, just like Coach Mick said, and you better do it the same every single day. Because if you change one day, the kids are going to see that. Like Coach Mick said, kids see through the bullshit. They're going to see that shit real fast. So we hit the ground running. We came in. We didn't touch the weight room for a week. The first week, we looked at a calendar, and our DFO said, yeah, the whole month of January is discretionary. Coach Fickle and I looked at each other and said, no, it's not. So we switched it up. That first week was what we like to call attention training. What's attention training? It's the hardest shit you could ever imagine. Why we did that? We had to put these kids in adverse situations. One, to install the culture. Two, to let them know that we were here, that things are going to be a hell of a lot different. And three, we wanted to see what we had. I couldn't get guys into the weight room, hey, measure you height, weight, measure your chest, see what you can bench, and then try to beat their asses down in the next day. Like, that wouldn't work. So we wanted to find out from day one. It was 10 degrees, snow's on the ground, we're out there, bear crawling, high knees, whatever, all this stuff. Again, was it just stupid stuff that I threw out there? No, it was smart. It was a plan. We gave them a little bit of rest. We had water. We had trainers. We had AEDs. We had all that stuff. It wasn't just crazy stuff. Were we crazy? Of course we were. But again, why was that great? It set the tone from day one. I had no idea who any of them were. But as those days kept going on, we kept doing different things. This guy stood out. Okay, there's a leader right there. Okay, that guy, all right, he's soft. All right, that guy, nope, he's not going to make it. That's what you want, right? There's two things kids want. Two things anybody in this world wants. One, to be loved. And two, to know the truth, right? Because if not, then you're getting cheated. So these kids had a right to know where they stood and how things were going to be from there. So first full week, attention training, crush them. Friday, we actually come in here when the bubble is up, and I teach them the dynamic warm-up. We're doing some sled stuff, and at the end, we do this big competition. I put on as many plates as a prowler could hold, and it was offense versus defense. I said, all right, go. And they're like, boo, and they just take off. One guy would go 5 yards, one guy would go 3, one guy would go 10. I didn't care who went. I just wanted to see what they did. They drove it all the way down. It was like neck and neck. It's just what you want as a coach. Like, you couldn't plan it out any better. All of a sudden, defense wins. They all start going nuts. Like, ah. And then kids are coming like, Coach, man, we've never done that before. We've never done anything competitive. And I go, good, because now it's different. After that workout, we went over and we got the biggest breakfast brunch buffet you could ever imagine. I mean, we had chicken and waffles, we had grits, we had an omelet station, we had a French toast station, all this stuff. And we're sitting up there, we just kicked their asses all week, and we're happy to see them be rewarded. I had 3 guys come up to me in tears saying, thank you, Coach. Thank you so much. We've never had this before. My knees buckled, right? Again, what does every kid want? They want to be loved. They want to know the truth. At that moment on, I knew we had them. I had them. By their hearts and their you-know-what. So, that next Monday, we did the weight room, boom, training. Had an unbelievable 8 weeks in the winter. Unbelievable. Guys got bigger. They got stronger, no doubt. All that stuff takes care of itself. But the most important thing was the culture was installed. It was like 4 weeks in, I'm looking down, guys are on the rows, and I'm watching my other guys, and I hear 2 dudes go, pause the rep, down slow, one more rep, no, not good enough, not good. And I was like, whoa, this is kind of scary, because it shouldn't happen that fast. But the kids were hungry. They were hungry. They were dying, just dying to be coached. And that's something that I don't know if I'll ever see that again. Like, I hope everybody gets to experience that. Because I've been a part of staff changes. When I was an intern at Kentucky, again, I just graduated. I knew this is what I wanted to do. I knew it because I loved it when I played, and I wanted to impact lives. That's what we do. We don't just impact lives. You know what you really do as a strength coach? You change them. You change lives. Everybody that's around here that spoke, that's sitting in your lives have changed because of a strength coach or someone that coached you. That's what we do. So I was an intern. Rich Brooks was the head coach, and I would go to class. I'd scrub everything, clean this, do that, try and do as much as I could. Had a night job to pay bills. And then that January, Coach Brooks retires, and they promote Joker Phillips, which is awesome because he's now our wide receiver coach. And I'll never forget it. It's like, I walk into work. I'm the only one in there. Like, the other staff was gone. AD comes and says, hey, man, just watch the weight room. I go, phew, all right. And then in comes Dr. Taylor Manitas, Ray Rock Oliver, and, from there, took care of itself. Another coaching staff change I was at Mississippi State. My first year, I worked for Matt Bayless. Unbelievable man. I worked there with him. That's where I met Coach Steiner. And we had a great first year. And then out of nowhere, he decided he left and went to UConn. Rightfully so. Good for him. So we were in kind of like another limbo. Like, what's going to happen? In comes Rick Core from Ohio State. Love him to death. Him and I hit it off. Philosophy, same. Changes culture. Boom, boom, boom. Goes great. And then obviously I got hired at Ohio State. And the biggest thing I can tell you guys is obviously our field and really anything in life is based on one thing, and that's relationships. Very fortunate, very blessed that the relationships that I built at Ohio State are still with me. Some of my good coaching friends are still here. They're not just coaching friends, they're best friends. And then obviously the relationship I built with Coach Fickle, our culture, our philosophy, all that stuff. So if you could think about this, I've been here since January. That's 5 months. 5 months. This will be our 4th area of training in 5 months. 4 areas. We're trying to change the culture. We're trying to bring this program back to the days when Heather was here, when it was tough, when it was nasty, when guys just trained as hard as they could and they didn't give in. 4 times I've had to move. 4 times. And I was good with that. I was good because you know what? It didn't matter. As long as I got to train the guys, as long as I got to impact their lives every day, my staff was around them. We were good. We were good. So it's like week 3 or 4, Vic and I go upstairs to a meeting. They drop this bomb. Hey, you know you're going to have to move out of the weight room. Why? Well, we're redoing Fifth Third Arena, blah, blah, blah. I'm about to lose my mind. Vic says, don't worry about it. Keep training the guys. We'll take care of it when he takes care of it. You got to coach. In the back of my mind, it's always there. What are we going to do? Where are we going to go? As soon as the workouts are done, I'm trying to think of all these things. So we get real close to spring ball, and I've had all these plans. I've had meetings. Heather was a part of meetings. At the Ohio State Strength Clinic on February 4th, a Saturday, right when I got done speaking, Heather and I went into the indoor and we sat down for like an hour and a half and we designed a weight room. Because I told her what was going on. I said, I don't know, I'm thinking we got all this open space everywhere. Let's build a barn. Let's just build a big pole barn and we'll train. And she's like, yeah, Scott Holsopple did it at Georgia State. Awesome, let's look at the plans. Looking at the plans, yep, I could do that, boom, 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 boom. I go to administration, we got all these people. I'm like, all right, let's try here. They go, no, that's campus. Campus don't want to lose that area. All right, keep training, guys. All right, now let's look at this area. No, we can't put that there because there's water tanks underneath. Damn, okay. So, it's spring ball. The weight room's shut off. There's scaffolding underneath, there's walkway. It looks like New York City, and it's a mess. So, we're looking at areas to train. How many of you guys have used the restroom today? That's where the Cincinnati Bearcats trained for the past 3 months. So spring ball, we trained right in there. A week of discretionary, we trained in there. And you're probably thinking to yourself, are you kidding me? You're damn right I am not. And we had fun. And we trained really, really hard. I'm telling you, nothing changed. Why? Because if I changed, they were going to change. If I acted like, man, this sucks, it's not pretty, I don't have the nicest track, how are they going to act? They're going to react how I react. So nothing changed from the way we coached, from the way we demanded things. The culture was the exact same. We were blessed with decent weather. We did stuff outside and then went inside. We had the room all arranged. We had all the hammer machines in the corner. And we slayed guys. We slayed them. Because they weren't used to that. In-season training was different for them. Now they had the new style. They loved it. They wanted more. They wanted more. So then, we got all this stuff going on. We got summer coming up. Meanwhile, this construction that's going on in Fifth Third Arena, they told me is a 12 to 18 month period. Okay, 12 to 18 months. So let's say 16 to be safe. You're talking summer, winters, in-season, winter, spring. That's a lot of off seasons, right? We can't just keep moving around. We can't get thrown into a little area. We made that area awesome. 105 to 10 guys trained in there. Groups, we did 3 groups, offense, defense, specialists, whatever it is. We trained in there. We made it work. It should not matter. If you are confident in yourself, if you're a great coach, if you're a great leader, if you're great, it'll take care of itself. So, we're in another meeting. AD and Fick and I are talking. He's like, you know what? He's like, what if we put the bubble back up? We're kind of like, all right. Could get hot. Good, we like that. I like it. I like sweating. I'll lose a few more pounds. I'm good. And so, kind of evolved from there. Like, Brady, what do you think you could do in there? I'm like, all right, well, if we put a weight room in the back of the end zone, lay the floor down, put some walls up, do this, do that. Give us enough room for this. And, then we have basically an indoor. And Coach Fick goes, yeah, I kind of like that idea. AD says, all right, let's roll with it. So this all stemmed from just sitting with Heather, thinking of a plan for a barn, thinking of this, thinking of that, thinking of that. And did I have to have new equipment? No, I didn't. That's a huge added bonus. But why did that happen? Relationships, reaching out to those people. But more importantly, it goes back to when I was prepping to take this job over. It's understanding where you're at. Wherever you're at, if you don't understand the history, the culture, what made that place great, why it went wrong, whatever it may be, the coaches that have been there, the great athletes, the great people, the administrators, then you're setting yourself up for failure from day one. You got to know that stuff. I knew how special this place was. I knew it. I knew it at a young age. I mean, this is silly. My staff and some other younger guys, people watching on the internet, who played NCAA football. And we all did, right? Missed that game. You know what my number one team was? Cincinnati. I'm not lying. Because they were all black, they were red. I just loved those colors. I always played with them. It's just weird things, right? So at that age, I just knew. I knew about these players. I knew about Gino Guidugli, who's now our quarterback coach. I knew about Mickens, this DB from right around my hometown. I just knew these great people and the pride that this place had. So how do I tap into that? You get the people that want to help you, that want to restore that pride. And that's kind of how we've gotten to where we are today. So I kind of wanted to give you guys that background just because, I mean, to me, Heather said it to me the other day, like, you need to tell that story. Like, I could write a book about my 4 to 5 months here and just how we've gone here. And that door got shut on me, and I kicked down another door, and then we go here. Again, that's just who I am. Like, have I ruffled feathers? You're damn right. Have I had, like, ADs come and be like, look, man, like, you got it. Yeah, but you know what? It doesn't matter because that's the culture now. That's what we're doing. That's what our players feed. Like, there's no other speed than to go. And again, I'm not trying to compare this to Ohio State. I'm not trying to do things like Ohio State because I'm different. Everybody I've worked for, I've learned so much from. And now I take it and I do my own stuff. That's what the benefit of being a strength coach and learning and getting to be around all these people, being at this conference. If you guys don't take home like 5 to 10 nuggets, you shouldn't be in this profession. I'm just telling you, you shouldn't. So, unbelievable thanks to everybody that helped do this. It means the world to me. So, if you guys want to know some more detailed questions about that, I can get to it. But for now, let's get you up off your feet. Let's train some dudes, man. Let's go. Come on.